Welcome to CCNEWS English from GEMC Networks. Join with nature, joy with the future. Hi everyone. The latest news you need to know regardless of party. Please subscribe the CCNEWS English channel and press the accompanying bell symbol. Check out the latest videos. Don't forget to post your thoughts in comment sections. Share our videos with your family and circle of friends. Please continue to lend your utmost support to the programs we provide to create an healthy and honest world, free from robbery and corruption. Thanks to all the well-wishers for their support. I am Guru, Chief News Editor of CCNEWS English, founder and CEO of GEMC Networks. Thank you. Goodbye.
I said, take a seat, and everybody said, he doesn't even understand there's no chairs out here. Well, Deb, thank you, Madam Secretary, for that introduction. 35 generations of ancestors in New Mexico and the first Native American cabinet secretary in American history. Deb, I want to thank you for your leadership and the Interior Department and stewardship of nation-to-nation relationships that I say to my fellow leaders out there. And I mean that sincerely. To all the tribal leaders, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here and for your partnership. I made a commitment when I ran for president. In fact, I made a commitment when I was basically a 30-year-old senator and a student of Danny Inouye, a senator from the state of Hawaii, who made it clear to me, because I said Indian country, said no, Indian nations, Indian nations. You know, I made a commitment my administration would prioritize and respect nation-to-nation relationships, and I'm going to make sure that happens. I hope our work in the past 2 years has demonstrated that we're meeting that commitment, and that's why I relaunched this convening and elevated event into a White House Tribal Nations Summit, because after the previous administration failed to convene any events, anything on this scale. On my watch, we're ushering in a new era and advancing a way for the federal government to work with tribal nations. And it starts by appointing Native Americans to lead the front lines of my administration. You know, starting with Secretary Haaland, we followed dozens of Senate-confirmed Native American officials, over 60 Native American appointees all across my administration, including in the federal courts. I restored the White House Council on Native American Affairs to improve interagency coordination and decision-making. Together, emphasize the word together. Together, my entire administration is advancing the economic agenda and making historic investments in Indian country, and I might add that are long overdue. Facing a pandemic and economic crisis that disproportionately impacted tribal nations, I invested more than $32 billion in the American Rescue Plan, the largest one-time ever direct investment in Indian country in American history. During the pandemic, Native Americans were contracting the virus three times the rate of other groups, and losing their lives at twice the rate of other groups. But together, we used that funding to help tribal communities go from one of the most harmed groups by COVID to one of the most vaccinated communities in the entire country. And to all my fellow leaders, you use that funding to address other critical needs as well, such as housing, food assistance, support for tribal economies, and for schools and language. In fact, last year, Jill, my wife, traveled with Deb to the Cherokee Immersion School in Oklahoma. The Cherokee Nation used part of this funding to start building a second school and revitalize the use of the Cherokee language. By the way, she spent a lot of time on other reservations, other nations as well. I'm worried she's not going to come home one of these days when she goes. You think I'm joking, I'm telling you. If I hear more about the Navajos than I hear about me. You all think I'm kidding, don't you? Anyway, learning native language leads to better outcomes in school, builds confidence in students, and passes down old traditions to new generations. It matters. But it didn't stop there. Together, we're continuing to make a difference. I also made the largest single investment in our nation's infrastructure since President Eisenhower's National Highway Program, the biggest investment in Indian country infrastructure ever in history.